Hello everyone, welcome to Unmask. So guys, the last episode I was talking about how the unmasking journey has been going so far, and I started talking about unmasking and journeying inwards, and I was unpacking what journeying inwards is really about, and I touched on letting go of harmful patterns, surrounding yourself with people who love you, and we've said a whole lot of things, and also just spoke about how uncomfortable it is and how you have to honestly look at yourself, your behavior, your patterns, and how you should love and accept yourself exactly the way that you are, with your flaws and all. And that doesn't mean that you shouldn't change your flaws. It just means that you should love yourself enough to want to change them. And I think it's also like you just aware of them, and then you work towards changing those things because you want to, and not because someone told you that you have to, because you love yourself and you know that maybe those things are not good for you, so you need to let them go. Let's see. Today, let's keep it going, With journeying inwards, I learned that I have to sit in the discomfort of change. And I'm like someone who hasn't had to go through a lot of changes in their life, like in my life, maybe from like when I was young until high school, I didn't go through a lot of changes in my life. But then like a lot of things started to change like after high school, and it's just been a lot, because I'm just so used to things being, even if they're not the same all the time, they're a certain way for a long period of time. So like change is not something that I have to go through all the time, and even if I do, it's like small changes, so those are easy to adapt to. And I've noticed that I find it easier to adapt when it comes to like work. I can adapt to change in like work environments with like, that's fine, I can do that with ease. But like in my actual life, it's so uncomfortable for me, because some changes are permanent and others are temporary. But then it's so hard to come to terms with some of the changes, because like there's certain things that you thought were permanent but they're temporary, and like now you're just wrestling with that idea. And I learned that I had to just let go of the need to be in control, because things will be what they are. And like if something is permanent, and if something, it's going to be permanent, and something is temporary, it's going to be temporary, But I just learned that I need to surrender to the natural flow and unfolding of things, because not everything is in my control, and that is okay. And sometimes you can't deal with everything all at once, like you just have to focus on the next best step right now. And it could be like something very small, but it could actually be a big and significant step as well. But I think all the steps matter, just as long as you're moving in the direction of like what it is that you're seeking, whether it's growth or whatever. I think that's what I'm learning. And I'm just learning to observe and be teachable, I'm learning to just learn and try and understand things, rather than trying to control and decide and dictate how things should go. Sometimes it's nice to be a student, and just learn something new and have someone just tell you something that just blows your mind, or teach you something you didn't know, whatever. Or even you can like do that for yourself, Journeying inwards is also teaching me to be still. It's about being still. You have to be still when you journey inwards, you have to, and being still just for me sometimes just means like just try and be present in this moment, like try and like feel like, what am I feeling, how do I feel right now, so just checking in with myself, and sometimes just sitting in silence and quieting my mind. So I can, maybe sometimes I'll be meditating, sometimes I'm just sitting down and like I'm not really doing anything, I'm just spending time with myself, in silence and just listening to whatever's happening in my head, like paying attention without really interacting, just listening and observing and not trying too hard. And like some days it's easier to do that than others, but like the more I've been doing that, the easier it gets, and it just makes me feel calm, and I feel more present, and I can feel myself more. I don't know, I could just feel myself. I feel more in touch with myself, I guess, because I'm not trying too hard. I'm just letting things be what they are, not what I want them to be, and I'm not fighting with myself or entertaining like that voice that's really just trying to get me to go, like I'm just like here with me and spending time with myself, being present, listening. Sometimes just listening to music, sometimes it's just listening to nothing, listening to what you're trying to say to yourself. And also, like, I try to think in positive ways. Like, I don't like that sometimes, because it comes across as if you're saying that people shouldn't really, like, it's not that I'm saying you should dismiss what's going on or like invalidate what's happening. No, that I just mean that even if like you're in a very negative situation, sometimes like you can't see like a way out, and thinking in positive ways, sometimes you can't do it right now in that moment, but you can start by trying to figure out like how do you want to go about things, what's the outcome that you want, and then you start creating. Then you figure out what's a step that you can take right now to get you there. Not there fully, just the first step, one step that you can take to get closer to where you try, to that outcome that you want, And I think focusing on that makes it a little easier to go about things. And I also am learning that I really want to see change in my life and with myself. It has to start from within. It starts within. The change starts within. The change is on the inside, and then it shows itself on the outside. And I think a few things that I can just recommend, like with this, would be like just try finding some good books to read, or like listening to some podcasts or watching videos on YouTube that can guide you in like whatever it is that you're trying to work through, and also try to expose yourself to things that have the ability to change you on the inside. So that would be like reading, listening to, I don't know, talks or music or whatever it is that can like help you to change and be better. Meditate, exercise, all that good stuff. I think it's those things really help, and I think those things have really helped me in my journeying inwards and in my unmasking journey. And also one thing that I've learned, and that I'm actively implementing right now, is one of my friends said this to me when I actually posted, before I posted the previous episode, the part 1 previous episode. I had it in my library, and then he was like, just post it. And I was like, yeah, but I haven't listened to it, and I usually let my brother listen before I post, just to get a second opinion. And then he said, if you listen to it, you're gonna, and I even said like, yeah, I listen to it, and then sometimes I find things that I don't like, so then I don't post. And that's been the reason why I didn't post this whole time. Like, I've been listening to my recordings, and then I like nitpick, and then I don't post. And he said, like, if you keep doing that, then you're gonna listen to it, you're gonna find faults, you're gonna try and make it better, and then you're gonna record a better one, but then you're gonna find faults there, and you're just gonna be seeking perfection, and you're never gonna end up posting, And he's like, just post. If it's good, then you're gonna get good feedback. Also, I'm really like paraphrasing and like fully butchering what he said, but I think the message is coming across really strong, I hope. He told me that I should post, and if I get good feedback, if people like it, they'll tell me, and if they don't, they'll tell me, and then I can work on it, you know. So whatever feedback I get, it'll be good for me, you know, because it'll tell me if I'm on the right path, or it will like show me what direction I'm going. So then it could help me like to be like, hey, you know, this is not what, like, your audience isn't resonating with this, or like this is how people are receiving what you've said. So yeah, I really appreciate that, and I'm so grateful to have people in my life who hold space for me and who are so wise and so gentle, and people who give me so much grace and show me so much love. And like, the relationships that I have created with my friends and some loved ones are so beautiful, and it hasn't been an easy journey to get there. You know, we've all had to be brutally honest with one another in those relationships, and these are obviously like very personal relationships that I have with these individuals that I'm not gonna like name, but you know, I'm just really grateful that I have people in my life who have that for me and who love me so much that they can hold space for me and be there for me. And yeah, I'm very grateful. And I think that also helps with the unmasking journey, having that community. And that's why I did say you should surround yourself with people who see you, who understand you, who respect you, who love you, and who see and love and respect and understand themselves. And I think understand themselves is like that one, I'm not saying like fully, but to a certain extent, you know. But yeah, guys, that's where I'm gonna wrap this one up. I'm gonna try and post more, and I don't know how you guys are gonna take it. I think it's gonna make me cringe. I'm not even gonna listen to this episode like in a critical way. Maybe I'm just gonna like add background music and post, because I want to take that advice and really do it, and like try to put out more content and engage with you guys more. And I mean, I'm even putting out content that's quite long, so I think that's pretty cool. I'd like it if you guys would actually no, I think if I have any questions, I'll like put them on my Instagram, or if you guys can tell me where you actually want us to communicate, that would be great. I think it would be so much easier, because I think some people are not on Instagram, I don't know. But if you've listened up until here, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day just to listen to me, and I hope that you found some value out of this episode. And if you did, feel free to share it with someone who you think will also like gain something from it. I hope that you have a lovely day further, and remember to be kind to yourself, love yourself and others, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. Bye.